Hey guys, new video here. Doing a little simulacrum here as just go over what is being changed in the big nerfs. So there's a lot of stuff going on with things that were not really supposed to be auras but were coded as auras, or things that were like kind of like auras but were being affected in weird ways. And so I'll take the time in this video to go over some of those hilarious things before they get nerfed, just so I can remember them on stream and on this video, because you know, as time passes you kind of forget how hilarious some of the meta is in the current league. So right now I am using the Black Cane, and Black Cane is a weapon that gives phantasmal fury, and what that is like every phantasm you have gives you like about like I think like 40 fizz damage. I forgot the range, and that stacks up for each phantasm you have. You look in the top left of my screen right there, that's the phantasm. I always have 11 because I get it both like on kill and also like on hit of a rare unique, so it's always up. And what that does is that equates to about 2,600 flat physical damage for me. Just think about that number for a second. 2,600 flat physical damage. And most spells are like elemental, you know, getting physical damage is insane, right? Because of how it scales. So yeah, Blade Vortex has 25% effectiveness of added damage, so it's only a quarter of that. A quarter of that is still the 650, I guess. Is it 650? Yeah, 650. So at level 21 Blade Vortex, the base amount, it's already more than 100% more modifier, right? You can look on the PoE wiki to see what the base values are, and then of course the blades, they have more multipliers as you get 10 blades. So that's pretty insane. That is going away after the patch. You won't be able to use Black Cane on any spell build pretty much that hits to do giga damage. If you're stacking other scalars where your fizz is converted and stuff like that, it just gets out of control. And it allows you to, you drop the link in your 6th link, so you'll take out Summon Phantasm as a support, because that's necessary for the thing. Yeah, it's crazy because it adds a level of DPS that is like you know, in some cases a lot better than like the plus 30, like a level 30 31 gem bows and with the quivers and stuff like that. And it's also nuts because you get to put on a shield or another thing if you want. It allows you to put on a nebulous explodey weapon if you want, so you don't have to go explosion chest for, so you can go low life with Shaz. It is just nuts. And then let's talk about something else that's going away. These gloves are called Breath Stealers, and when you kill a little rare enemy, you see this pod right here that spawns? That pod, there's no cooldown on that. It just kind of is. And that pod has different auras. It's got like big damage auras. The haste aura is ridiculous. It's got a lot of auras. And with those auras, you probably be able to see, like, let's see if there's a hate. Like you see how many there are, because they spawn on like every pack pretty much. There's so many rares in here. And so when you zoom past, they last for 10 seconds, by the way. So they're incredibly OP in enclosed maps. Like here's a boss right here. Let's just one shot the boss. They are incredibly OP in indoor areas and closed off encounters with rares. Okay, so you can think like you know, like the best example would be, I guess, this, right? Think of the bridge encampment, which is one of the best layouts, and the act 4 layout for this, which is also insane, right? So that's yeah, so that is just ridiculous because you can also get an anoint on there. So because you can also get an anoint on here, you get to anoint something like really beneficial on the tree and get giga buffs. And once again, because I'm scaling my auras 5.5 times, right? And these little spores count as like my auras and stuff, right? So they get multiplied by 5.5. It's actually retarded. So that's going away probably. The next is going to be the obviously the header buffs that are like currently scaling that might be going away soon. This is undecided because like it's different on coding. Like if rare monster skills count as like your skills if you under the condition that you steal them, but it's 99% going away. So there's a mod that grants you 30% of your 30% of your life as extra maximum ES. And so that gets multiplied by 5 times. You're looking at like 150, 165 or whatever percent of your base life. That's actually ES. That's why you'll see my ES number jump so high with so little life. And that's crazy, right? And other things like other auras you can look at, like haste auras get multiplied. It's so crazy. Next, Tailwind Boots if you're not a Deadeye. Now, Deadeye Tailwind I think is an aura because it applies to your party members, but it shouldn't work like that on the boots, so that's 99.99% going away after today's patch as well. And that is maybe one of the most like craziest offenders of this league, right? And think about this, people have been doing this for 2 weeks. People have been playing like this for 2 weeks. All right. And let me explain this to you. So the Tailwind, which you can definitely feel if you ever like leveled a Gladiator with Challenger charges, 20% more movement speed and attack speed, cast speed, not attack and move speed. The Tailwind is like basically a super onslaught, right? Except for it starts on the boots at 10%. It's a baseline, 10% more action speed. I have 5.5 times aura. Stacks to 5.5 times that, 55% action speed. If you get a flow and tether, okay, for the budget version, you're like 165% action speed if you have flow and tethered and Tailwind. It is so dumb to the point where you can't even control your character anymore. Like, not really. And that is that's another thing that's gonna be removed. Another thing, the Shaper's Amulet, Solstice Virgil, is crazy because that is multiplying all the effects on you by 4 times. So not 4 times like multiplying like buffs and stuff, but it's extending everything on you, including negative effects on you, by 4 times. It's kind of important to have elemental immunity if you can. Like, make sure you have like, you know, freeze flask. Make sure you can handle the bleeds and stuff like that, or the and the burns and all that stuff. Oh, my phone's going off. And so it's so nuts. I can't believe it. It's been you know, we've had access to this for like 2-3 weeks now, and people have been playing like that for 2 or 3 weeks. Yep. What else is there? There's a bunch of other stuff. Spore Guard, I hear. I'm not using Spore Guard because I use Exploded Chest. I think it's better. But Spore Guard, I'm not sure if this is true, but Spore Guard has like this hidden modifier that's like not very easily identifiable when you like just look at the chest. And the Spore Guard, there's 2 effects. If you stand in the blighted ground, there you basically get this flask, the Azubi's Promise, like as an aura, I think, and that is multiplied by 5 times. So imagine like multiplying a Fizz's extra damage multiplier by 5 times. It's like Impale for like everything, right? It's, just like it's similar to how crazy Impale damage is. Now, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about. Okay, my phone keeps going off. Okay, let's really quickly, because people always ask this, like, what do you think on nerfs? The nerfs are absolutely justified. The only way it's not justified is for people who spent weeks, 1 week, 2 week farming every waking hour of the day on the grinding gear comment that it wasn't getting nerfed, and then it got nerfed, right? But if you could afford a Headhunter and a Solstice Virgil at the current prices and voices, you're not affected. You're gonna be able to farm all that stuff again for the next OP build, okay? And the build still will be OP afterwards. I think the nerfs were absolutely justified. They should have happened in the first week once they made that comment, because they, you know, it's actually broken. We've never had this level of farm in the game ever. I've juiced every single league pretty much, and it is truly something else. It is fun, yes, it is absolutely fun. Like, look at this. I'm a Slayer BV. Oh, let's talk about Jolems. Sorry, I went on a tangent. Okay, I said let's talk about something else. I meant to talk about Jolems. Jolems are a skill. They are on a gem, an active skill gem, and they apparently they grant you a buff effect, but it's considered an aura by the coding. So the best way to explain this is that if you're an elementalist with just a basic like Jolem commander and the right side trees, Chalice Jolem gives you 43% physical damage reduction from 1 Jolem, and they never die. Multiply every Jolem buff by, like, you know, whatever. It's so stupid. Actually dumb. there's a lot more things that you could do. Yeah, there's so many things that are coded as auras in this game, and yeah, that's all going away. But trust me, there will still be a lot of OP stuff. Okay, guys, so don't worry about it. Voices is still good. You can still go self curse, and I just want to showcase this. Like, yep, like this is exactly. I did a Delirium T16 Canyon map. 100% delirious T16 Canyon with Beyond with this on my elementals at level 80 with like you see these rare jewels in these slots. I have 9 of those right now, but when I was on my elementals initially I had 6 and I didn't have those slotted. I had no jewels in those slots because I was too lazy to trade. Whoa, and power support level 2, and I did it at level 80 on elementals. Okay, it was a joke. It looked exactly like this but more crazy, like faster and more damage, more HP. That's how stupid it is. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun few hours until they nerf it. Yeah. Okay, thanks for watching my video. It's just to reminisce a little bit. Okay, bye guys. Bye.